Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Fran and this is Journal with Fran. I'm very excited because today is my very first currently inked that I'm recording. This is for the month of September. I'm filming this at the beginning of September, which means it'll probably be a couple of days into September by the time you're watching this, but it is my very first one, so it's my inaugural currently inked. I don't know if I'm gonna be that journaler who is gonna change out all her pens and all her inks every month, because I do only have 2 places that I'm writing in with these pens. So I'm just gonna get into it. Okay, so I have my tray of pens here that we're gonna go through shortly. And then the new journal that I'm deciding to use for YouTube, ink swatches, fountain pen related things that I'm gonna do on here is gonna be this beautiful B6 from Planner Monkey Co. She has a bunch of these notebooks in all different sizes, all different cover colors. The paper is Tomoe River paper, so this is similar to the paper I would journal with. And this notebook is called the Freely Planned notebook, and it has like 12 undated months at the beginning, which I'm gonna leave blank because maybe if I get to that level of fountain pen and ink usage, I might join in on a 30 days 30 inks. But after the 12 undated calendars, you just have some free grid pages. I used the currently inked stamp from the Everyday Explorers Co. stamp set. So this is like the pen lovers set. I saw someone using this on Instagram, and that's how I found the wonderful Christine and her shop. So as I shared, most of my everyday writing is in my daily journal, and then I have a plain notebook, a plain Hobonichi notebook for therapy, mental health notes. I'll share more about my current planner stack and my plans for 2025 in another video. So these 2 pens I'm only going to introduce to you now because it is my first currently inked, but these are the 2 pens that I always have on hand with me. They're very cost efficient pens. These are my everyday carries because if something were to happen to it, it wouldn't be hard to replace them. So this first pen here is the Pilot Kakuno, and I got it in the white and violet, and I have it in the extra fine nib. I love the little happy faces on it. This is, I'm just gonna put everyday carry. Let's see, what was my plan for this? Okay, and then my second everyday carry is the Platinum Preppy Per Panup, and this pen comes originally with an 03 fine. However, as you can see here, it is an 02 extra fine, and basically what I did was I bought another Platinum Preppy that had the extra fine nib, and I switched them out because I like the all white pen body versus like the kind of translucent. This is also inked with the same Pilot Namiki in my Pilot Kakuno, and that's basically just because I use both these pens almost every week and every day in my daily journal. So Platinum Preppy in 02 extra fine. So those are my 2 pens. Nothing fancy, just a little tidbit about myself. Okay, so now that it is September, I decided that it was probably best to bring out some fall colors, and that's why I have this like little brown here. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I also wanted to introduce my Sailor 1911S. This is black with gold trim. I actually got this through an Atlas Stationer's one of their experience pen sales on Discord. This was my first time joining the sale, and I was able to snag a pen. So the nib is 14 karat gold and extra fine. The reason it was on sale with Atlas is because there were reports of a scratchy nib. However, I took this with me to the San Francisco Pen Show and got it smoothed and tuned so that the scratchiness, I mean, it's still scratchy because it's extra fine, but I think what they did was what the Nibmeister did was they opened the tines a little bit so that way the ink flow was a little bit more consistent. And so the ink in here is just the Sailor black ink cartridge. Because it was smoothed and tuned, I wanted to have it in my rotation, so I would like take this along with me if I wanted to look a little more fancy than my white cheaper pen. So this one's just on deck as an alternate black inked pen. Okay, so as I was saying, because it's September, it's supposed to be fall even though it's still freaking hot in the San Francisco Bay Area, I thought it'd be good to whip out some brown inks. So I have here two of my most brown pen. The first fall inspired pen is this Sailor Prophet Junior, and it came in a set, and this is a steel nib in medium fine. So see how simple the nib looks. I really do love steel nibs. Oh, and I also love how the feed is clear, so you can kind of see the ink coming through. Sailor, oh my gosh, my handwriting. Prophet Junior. This is the Mizutama, I think is how you pronounce it. Mizutama collab in Kohiru. And the nib is a medium fine. And then the ink is a matching ink. So it's a Sailor X Mizutama, also called Kohiru. My handwriting is so inconsistent, but this is a very comfy pen to write on. It's kind of like an orangey brown, or like a copper, I guess you would say. It kind of matches the Tombow that I chose. Yeah, so that's that color. Okay, the next fall inspired pen is this Esterbrook. This pen I purchased from Atlas Stationers online during their Doorbusters sale when they were hosting their sidewalk sale in person. They also had some Doorbuster sales online so that you could kind of like join the deals virtually. And so I saw Karina Loves to Plan post that this Esterbrook was a Doorbuster, and this is an Esterbrook Model J, and it's in the color Pumpkin Latte. So if you look really closely, I don't know how well the camera is going to do this with the lighting, but it's like a very dark brown, and we've got some gold trim. So this is my first Esterbrook, and I got it in, it says extra fine here on the side. I don't know if you can see it super clearly. It's like right there at the end, but it's an extra fine, and it's pretty juicy for an extra fine in my opinion. But I guess that's like the beautiful thing about Esterbrooks. So Esterbrook Model J. And the beautiful ink in this pen is the Robert Oster Coffee Monster Co. collab called Coffee Monster. So I thought that just, oh no, I spelled monster wrong. Whoops. So it looks black when I look at it, but I'm hoping that in the camera, yeah, you can kind of see the difference. It's a little bit more brown. It's very like deep black coffee kind of brown, even though it's called black coffee. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, these next two pens are kind of leftover ink from my August currently inked, and I decided I'm gonna leave these two pens inked as well because they're inked with sample ink, so I don't want to like wash it out. So this is my TWSBI Classic Mini, silver trim, a fine nib, and the ink is Sailor Manyo Yukikusa. I hope I pronounced right, or Ukikusa, whatever. I wanted like a bright green for some of my washi tape that I use when I journal, and this was such a beautiful one, and it paired so well with the TWSBI. TWSBIs are just, their nibs are just so great for like these inks. Like even though it's still a fine nib, I feel like the ink comes out really wet. I can still see the beautiful color. So very excited about that. Here is the next pen that I'm leaving inked from August. I'm actually probably gonna leave this pen inked through the winter because I feel like the blue and the white and like the sparkly features in the body is like a nice like winter snow type vibe. So I may change out the ink, but I'm definitely going to use this pen through the rest of the year. This pen is the Sailor Shikiori. I believe the English name for it is Frosty Night. And it is also in a fine nib. There is an F like right there at the end of the nib. I do not know if this close-up is working. The ink in here is Pilot Iroshizuku Tsukio. So I thought that's a pretty good match to the body of the pen. Let me give you a little bit of a close-up real quick. I don't know if the lighting is on my side, but I just feel like it's a good pair. As you'll get to know me, you'll realize I love purple. The other half of the tray is mostly purples. So I wanted to share these pens with you all too. So this next pen is one of the first fountain pens I've ever purchased. It was not my first Kaweco, but it is the only Kaweco I have left in my collection. The only Kaweco I decided to keep. Iridescent Pearl. Oh my God, sorry, my handwriting is getting so bad. And this is in a fine nib. And I inked this up with Robert Oster Sydney Lavender. But before I give you a close-up, I want to show you my next pen, which is the Pilot Vanishing Point Decimo. And the reason I want to write this one down also is because it's literally inked with the same ink. So also a fine nib. So here's the crazy part, y'all. Look how different the inks look in each pen. Crazy, right? And I feel like I'm pretty good at washing out my pens before I switch up the inks. But I will say, before putting Sydney Lavender in the Kaweco, I tried to do Neko Yanagi in here and it didn't work. I think because the nib was too fine maybe. So I don't know if like the Sydney Lavender mixed with Neko Yanagi, but I really do like this color. I like that it's like a gray purple. And then for the Decimo, I tried to ink this with a darker purple Kobe ink, and I did not like how that one turned out. So I cleaned this one out and then put Sydney Lavender in it. So I don't know if the Kobe ink purple is making Sydney Lavender darker in the Decimo. So either way, I like having that variation of purple. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, we are down to the last 3 pens, and I'm very excited for these two because I got these two worked on at the SF Pen Show on my very first nib grinding experience. I forgot the name. I forgot which inks I put in here, so let me go find my notes real quick. So this one here is of course another purple ink. You will always see me. I think somehow I'm always gonna have purple inks inked, but I'm gonna try to be better. So this is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim Mini in, I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Ayer or Ayer Gray? And the nib, I guess I forgot to say, a 14 karat medium fine. But I did have it ground. I had it smooth and tuned, and I had them grinded a little. So I don't know if it like became a fine. So I wouldn't say it's an extra fine, but this is inked with Diamine Lilac Night. I love it so much. I jinxed myself and my camera actually did die. It feels like a little bit more of a like maybe a bluish purple than the Sydney Lavenders, but I'll give you a close-up in a second. This is my new favorite stub right now. This is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim in Winter Rain. Total grail pen for me. And the nib is 21 karat medium fine, but actually it is not a medium fine. It is a smooth cursive italic, officially. That is what I had it ground to, and I love it. And the ink in here I also love. It is Sailor Studio ink 150. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. I don't know why I wasn't doing this with the rest of my all right, I'm just gonna swatch this one last one and then I'll give you a close-up. So this last pen is a Chonkers. This is my one and only Leonardo Momento Blue Sorrento with silver trim and extra fine. And it is inked with a very special ink. It's the Robert Oster Coffee Monsters Co. Day to night. Woo! All right, I am actually so relieved that all my pens fit on the page because I did not count and plan it out. So this must be a match made in heaven today for currently inked, or this month. Okay, so let me give you a close-up at these last couple ones that we swatched. Sure. We've got the Diamine Lilac Night in the Pro Gear Slim Mini. I like this one a lot. And then my newly grounded smooth cursive italic in my Winter Rain. I really also love, I don't know, like all these 4 pens are in like a purple, but they all look so different. And because I love the color purple so much, I love each of these inked pens. So I'll definitely have to, they'll definitely be in rotation. And then this last one here is the Coffee Monsters Co. Helen's Birthday ink special. This is Day to Night, and you can see this is more of a like magenta-ish purple. And so I thought it was going to be more of like a one of these purples so that it would complement the blues in the Memento Zero. So it didn't really match as well as I thought, but I am deciding that this is not the Leonardo Memento I want to keep in my collection forever. So I actually have this up for sale on Mercari. If anyone is interested in it, I can send it to you inked, I can send it to you clean, but I digress. All right, friends, so this is my first currently inked. I hope you enjoyed swatching with me. I don't even know what the heck I'm doing with my hands right now. If you stayed through this whole video, thank you so much. Please like this video to support, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in a comment below what your favorite pen and ink was in my currently inked, and also let me know if you have a currently inked video coming up because I love watching those videos. All right, I hope to see you at the next video, my friends. Until then, have a Fran-tastic day.